All right, guys, welcome back. I'm Jake ELLENBOGEN. This is JE Live, and even though I'm still trying to figure out the schedule, JE Live is now going to be an every single week thing, guaranteed. Not just after games, not just before games on Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays and whatever the hell. Now we have Friday night games. No. We are going to have a set scheduled JE Live every Wednesday where we talk about the Rams in some capacity. And I'm going to try to keep this going throughout the off season as well. I'm sure we can make good use of it. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to see you guys. I missed you all day. I've pretty much, I've been busy, right? Broke some news earlier. Ahkello Witherspoon is, of course, signing to the Rams practice squad. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to be talking about Joe Noteboom going on IR. We're going to be talking about the latest about Steve Avila and, of course, Puka Nacua and how maybe those 4 games that they have to be out might not actually cover it. We learned a lot today from Sean McVay. So grab yourself your favorite beverage. For me right now, this is water. And stay a little, right? All right. So be sure to hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. You know the drill. And hit the bell icon because I am so bad at this. You want to know how bad I am at this? I literally have a whiteboard now that tells me to remember all of this stuff. And you got to hit that bell icon because you'll never miss another video, live stream, any of that because you will get the notification when it hits. But by the way, we're not just on YouTube, folks. We're also on Kick. So I have a special little thing for you guys that you're not aware of. And I totally just decided to do it spur of the moment. You ready for this? This is what it's like. This is the JE Live experience. All right. So get ready for this. After this video, okay, after this live stream on YouTube, okay, after this live stream on YouTube, it'll be about an hour, maybe a little bit less. We'll see. We'll feel it out. But after this live stream, I am going on kick.com and we are breaking down the Rams-Lions game on all 22. Ta-da! Surprise! Because we can't do it on here because I will get copyright claimed. I already have, so definitely don't tell me otherwise. I've already experienced it. So we're going to go on Kick after this live stream and we're going to break down the all 22. How's that sound? If it sounds good, then you're going to want to go over to kick.com at some point. You don't have to go now. You're going to want to follow that. You're going to want to follow that because that is going to be the location. Now, at some point, my Kick channel is going to go back to gaming in some capacity. But the point I'm making here is for people who aren't into gaming, you still can. DFS Warstrike, thank you for the gifted sub. I appreciate it. I see you in here. Means a lot. Over on Kick. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, full steam ahead. Okay? So kick.com is also going to be, kick.com/JKBogan is going to be the place to go and watch all 22 film for Rams football. We're going to break that stuff down. I'll do Q&As. Well, I'll try to get to questions and whatnot. So we'll have fun doing that, right? So that was the announcement. That was kind of the thing that I was saving for you guys. Another thing, a lot of you have asked me, hey, where's Cameron Lynch? Why don't you do any shows with Cameron Lynch anymore? We love Cam. I love Cam too. We've been in contact for a while. I mean, he's one of my close friends. And we didn't stop. So, look, I'll be honest with you. Cam and I are not done. Now, some of you might not care, and that's totally fine. This is a Ram-centric channel, and I decided to make it that way because I wanted to give you guys the best Ram-centric content. At one point, this channel had horror movies, We did a horror podcast on here. We were talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So it's been an evolved type of thing. It's become what it is. The first 3 videos, I always tell people, the #1 video, the first video I ever posted on here, I called out Fox Sports 1 for their coverage of how the Rams beat the Seahawks, and all they did was talk about the Seahawks and how, oh, the Seahawks lost the game, not the Rams won it. So that was the first thing. The second video was about LaMelo Ball and how he should go #1 overall. And the third video I was absolutely wrong about was that the New York Giants at the time were the best team in the NFC East. So that is where we've come from. We went from, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm on YouTube. I got a nice camera. I got a nice microphone. Let's do this thing, to now we have a goal. I am very happy to have this community. I don't take it for granted. I saw all of you guys today having my back, giving me props. Bogan bombs is what, people are calling it. Hashtag Bogan bombs, dropping, some news. I'm not a reporter. I'm not going to claim to be a reporter or a journalist, but occasionally I can source some news. So I was happy to do that today, especially talking about a guy like Ahkello, who I think can really help this team immensely. And we're going to get into all that, but I wanted to get out all the news stuff first, on my side. So back to the whole Cam thing, because I will go off topic. Off the Edge has returned. Okay, so in case you guys didn't know that, Off the Edge has returned. What is Off the Edge, you may ask? It is the NFL-centric show that Cam and I are doing. We brought it back. We are doing it every single week. Episodes will drop every Wednesday. So we picked the top 6 games of the week. You can see the link. I just posted it in the comments section below on both YouTube and Kick. And basically, we're really excited to do it because we actually talked about the Rams. We talked about the Rams and Cardinals game. That was one of our top 6 games. But if you missed Cam, you like Cam and Jake as a combination. I don't like talking to myself in third person, but here we are. Then you can go and check that out afterwards. Off the Edge, go and subscribe. We have 662 subscribers. We'd love to get to 1,000. Then we can start monetizing it. I don't know what monetizing is. But I'm amped if you can't tell. So really excited for that. Really excited for the future of Off the Edge, of my content journey. If you guys don't know, I have a lot of shows that I do. I mean, tomorrow I'm looking at the whiteboard. I got Degeneration Bets, which is a betting show on the Roundtable Sports Network at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So a lot of stuff, planned. I mean, content is my job. This is my full-time career. I chose this. I love this. I don't take it for granted any day of the week. But guys, and I see some follows over on Kick. Appreciate you. H Munna and Natty 2X. Appreciate you both. 877 followers. So we are going to pin the kick.com/JKBogan link. And if you guys want to watch the All 22 film with me, we're going to have a nice little watch party, go through different now, because I already looked through it, guys. I can't even believe what I'm talking about, but the NFL Pro actually looks really good. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. NFL Pro looks really good. You can filter different plays. There's all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to be using that a lot. Kind of excited for that, low key, not going to lie. So check out kick.com/JKBogan in the YouTube comment, pinned comment, and let's get into it because I've been wasting enough of your time. So let's go back to the beginning here. The Rams are putting Joe Noteboom on IR. But what does that mean? So Joe Noteboom, who was expected to miss 1 to 2 games, is now out for at least 4, just like Nacua and just like, of course, Steve Avila. So because those guys are out for the first 4 games, guaranteed, the next 4 weeks, they cannot come back until week 6. Now, week 6 doesn't really help because they have a bye, so they can come back week 7. But Sean McVay today talked about the idea that these guys might take a little bit longer, right, than just the 4 weeks. And I'm here to tell you something. It's okay. You know why it's okay? Because the Rams have one goal. Whether you realize it or not, it's to win the Super Bowl. That's their goal. Do not get it twisted. The Rams have a goal to win this year's Super Bowl, to win their third Super Bowl, to win their fifth total NFL championship in their history. That is their goal. And to accomplish that goal is to keep Matthew Stafford healthy, to make sure that Puka Nacua and Steve Avila and Joe Noteboom are available down the stretch. And how do you do that? I'll tell you how you do that. You keep them on the IR until they're ready to go. You get about 3 weeks before you have to make a decision whether you activate them from IR or not. Otherwise, they're done for the year. The Rams are going to make that decision. They're going to have no issue because I'll tell you right now, the last thing you want to do is bring back Puka Nacua when he's not 100% and then he's done for the year. So understand that is the big thing here. That is the huge thing. That is the only thing that matters is their long-term health. That's what we're talking about. Quintana 310, thank you so much for the 2. Appreciate you. So that's what we're talking about here, okay? There's a bigger thing at stake. Let's not get it twisted. Super Bowl or bust. And if you believe in Super Bowl or bust, then you want these guys to be ready down the stretch. And I'll tell you right now, the Rams still have depth. Now, what is that depth? We'll see with the offensive line. But they signed 3 offensive linemen. Dylan McMahon is the most interesting because he's the younger one. He was actually from this draft. So the Rams clearly liked him in the draft. The Eagles got him first. And guess what? Now Dylan McMahon is essentially a draft pick the Rams made. No one cares that the Eagles drafted him in the 6th round. This is the problem. If you put a guy in the practice squad, he can be claimed. You have to protect him, right? That's how it works. So the Rams got a free draft pick. Pretty cool, right? I don't think anybody's complaining about that. I mean, the Eagles fans are. They're not very happy. And to be fair, I wouldn't be happy either. I mean, to also be fair, they let Zach Thomas go, and the Patriots put him on the 53. Now, we'll monitor that situation because if at any point the Patriots decide to cut him, I think he goes back to the Rams. But we'll see if that even happens. I don't know if it will. So that's what I wanted to say is that, look, they added 3 guys, McMahon. They added Ty Nsekhe, who, fun fact, if you missed this yesterday, was on the St. Louis Rams practice squad in 2012. And they also added Jerron Christian, who's a 28-year-old tackle. He was actually signed on his birthday yesterday. And yeah, he's a interesting player. I wouldn't necessarily want him to start on Sunday, but I mean, in a pinch, if he knew the offense, I'd say he's capable of filling in. So let me make that clear. You know, they have 3 guys there. Havenstein is going to be back soon. If he's not back this week, I think he's back for the Niner game. Dotson is going to be back soon if he's not back this week for the Niner game. And they've said multiple times they expect Dotson to be ready for Sunday. They are keeping him, you know, basically they're trying to make sure things are okay. They're not going to try and risk it for all the biscuit, if you will. And I don't blame them. I really do not blame them. Why have him practice if you know, hey, this guy's going to be good. We just have to be careful with him. I mean, that's really what it is, right? You just have to be careful. If you overuse him and you're throwing him out there, then yeah, he's going to get hurt. That's the way the world works, right? So look, I'm not at all concerned anymore with the Rams because the Rams didn't sit on their hands. They actually went out and did stuff. That's the reality, right? They actually went out and accomplished something. So you got to give them props. They went out and they signed 4 guys in the first week. After the first week, they signed 4 guys, 3 offensive linemen and Ahkello Witherspoon. And people ask, Jake, so offensive linemen, what is their role? Well, I'll tell you. Nsekhe is probably going to get called up off the practice squad this week as additional depth. Can play tackle, mainly a left tackle. Same thing as Jerron Christian. He's on the active roster. And Dylan McMahon is a long-term piece that they like, that they can continue to develop, that can help you and play the 3 interior positions in a pinch. That's not including Logan Bruss. That's not including Warren McClendon Jr. at left tackle, who probably will start. He's expected to start. It's a good problem to have when you have a lot of those guys. Now, will they work out? Time will tell. Connor McGovern and KT Leviston are on IR. So at some point they can come back as well. And I mean, they could come back. They'd be eligible week 4. Or they'd be eligible week 5, excuse me. So Darius Williams, same thing. But what's the deal with Ahkello? Because a lot of people were asking, hey, why did the Rams sign Ahkello Witherspoon now instead of earlier in the year? And I think it's a fair question. I'm not going to say it's not. Why did they wait so long to sign him? Well, I'll tell you. Because it wasn't necessarily their choice. The Rams wanted Ahkello back. I said this multiple times in different live streams and different videos. I said, look, guys, I wasn't kidding with you. I had been working on this for a while. I was like, look, Ahkello Witherspoon has a lot of interest around the league. I'm not making that up. I'm not trying to pump him up. There was a lot of interest. There's some good teams that wanted him. There's a team that wanted him, and I actually think it would have been a good fit. And now you have to figure out, does it make sense to go to the Rams? Does it make sense to go here? You know, proximity to where you want to be. There's a lot of things that go into it. So it's not as simple, and I always see this in the comment section. Not everybody posts this, but I do always see at least one time a comment. It's always, well, if he's not on a team, doesn't that tell you how the league feels about him? No, it doesn't. Because if he's not on a team, that means he didn't sign either. So we always assume the one side of it, that no team wanted him. That's not always the case. Now, let me make this very clear. Witherspoon started 18 games last year after the biggest concern people had with him was his injury. He had injuries. It sidelined him for the entire year with the Steelers. And then he tries to come back in camp and work hard, and they basically cut him. And that led to the Rams getting him. And there were other teams after he was cut that were interested, but he decided to sign with the Rams somewhat close to home. Proximity matters. But he also likes the Rams, and the Rams like him. And that is why the two decided. But it has to make sense, guys. It's not as simple as, well, they liked each other. Why wasn't this done sooner? Because it wasn't done sooner because if Ahkello did any sooner, he would have had to be in training camp. And I don't think he wanted to play in training camp. And a lot of these guys, you're wondering Bakhtiari, you think Bakhtiari coming off all of these injuries with his knee, you think the first thing he wants to do is see training camp? Are you kidding me? No. So he's waiting for an opportunity. DJ Humphries is waiting for an opportunity. But just because these guys are free agents, you know, it is the realization I had, because a lot of the time when I was younger, I always used to say, wow, that guy's a free agent? Why does no one want him? It's not always the case. And I realize it now as I've gotten closer to players and agents, and I've had conversations, and I can tell you that's not always the case. A lot of the time, it really is the player having decisions and having to make them, and the player might just say, look, you're offering me $2 million, you're offering me $3 million, you're offering me nothing, and I feel like I'm worth $8 million. And guess what? The player has to decide, does he want to be way underpaid, or does he want to go and you know, okay, I'm just going to hold out and wait, right? Because the thing is, he becomes more valuable when those teams that are wanting to sign him for $2 to $3 million, now they're scrambling for a corner because their number one corner went down. That is the way the market works. It's not as simple as saying, yep, no one wants him. So that brings me to this. What does Ahkello Witherspoon bring to the Rams in 2024? Because we know what Ahkello Witherspoon is. We're well aware of who he is. He's a 6'3", 6'4" corner that can run a 4.3. He's got crazy arm length. He uses the arm length, attaches himself to the hip pocket of a receiver, will play from the trail technique, and use his length to knock away a pass. And he's got great hands and can be a ball hawk when needed. And I would argue he's got the flexibility to play inside the numbers, outside the numbers, play safety. There's a lot of positional flexibility with Ahkello Witherspoon. Yes, 4.3. He ran a 4.39. He runs a 4.39. Yep. So here's the thing, okay? Witherspoon brings all that to the table. Now, we're well aware, based on the news that came out, Kobe Durant is dealing with a toe injury, right? We all saw that. And then, Tre'Davious White, he's coming off an Achilles tear. And he got burned on a double move, but I thought he played pretty well. After that, you have 2 UDFA corners who they really like. To be fair, they really like him, Josh Wallace and Charles Woods. Now, just because they like those guys does not mean that when push came to shove, they would be like, oh, yeah, like definitely fine starting both of them if, Trey White and Kobe Durant went down. No. Because you can like a player a lot, you can like 2 players a lot, but you really find out how much there's a trust there for the player. I can tell you right away, you find out pretty quickly when push comes to shove. And the Rams are telling us, because actions do speak louder than words, that they know they need Ahkello Witherspoon. Now, if you've been on this channel before, I told you they needed Ahkello Witherspoon. I also said last year they needed Carson Wentz. The difference, well, last year I said right after Stetson Bennett was ruled out for the year and he's not going to play, I said sign Wentz that instant. They did not. They were fine with Brett Rippon. And unfortunately, disaster struck. Stafford injures his finger on a really stupid trick play that they did. So he's out for half of the Cowboys game. Brett Rippon goes in. They had a shot. I'm not going to say they would have won. They had a shot at a comeback. And that ruined that. And then the Green Bay Packers game, that was big. Ended up not killing them, obviously. They got to the playoffs and everything. But that was a huge game. Tiebreaker implications, all of that. And you have Brett Rippon out there. In a game where, let's be honest, if Matthew Stafford suited up for the LA Rams on the road in Green Bay, the way the defense played in that game, very inspiring football. Kello was great in that one. If Matthew Stafford suits up for that game, I think the Rams boat race the Packers, because that was a close game for a while. Let's not forget, even though Brett Rippon did nothing, that was a really close game. So I'll say this. I'm glad, because last year they signed Carson Wentz after the bye. I wanted him in the offseason. I wanted him in the preseason, week 1 and on. I wanted Carson Wentz. Well, this year it seems like they learned their lesson, because they signed Ahkello Witherspoon going into week 2. So what's the deal here? Because I know you guys are probably like, wait a minute. They signed Ahkello Witherspoon. We already got that part out of the way. That's already known. What's his role? It's a great question. What is his role? Well, first off, guys, he wasn't signed to the 53-man roster. Now, there's a lot of reason for that. It's not a demotion. It's not a bad thing. This is what happens. Veterans now, see, practice squads back in the day, you could only have players that were in their first 2 years of the NFL. Don't forget that, guys. The practice squad has been adjusted so you can keep veteran players. I mean, let us not forget when the Eagles kept Josh McCown at age 40 on their practice squad. You can do that now. So the practice squad isn't a demotion. It actually, if anything, gives you the flexibility. Because if a team doesn't call you up quick enough and another team wants to come and sign you, you're free to leave. It's still free agency. It's just somewhat protected free agency. So it made sense for Ahkello Witherspoon to decide to go to the Rams practice squad, because while he's absolutely in football shape, there's a difference between being an athlete in football shape and being an athlete in game shape. Okay, he's kept himself very active in the offseason. He works out every day. Know that for certain. He's a hardworking guy. You're talking about a workhorse, which is why it annoys me when people act like he's lazy just because he plays an unorthodox style of defense. I would compare his defensive style, because you're used to Jalen Ramsey. His defensive style is that of Floyd Mayweather in a boxing ring. When I was a younger kid, I used to say he was running away. He looked ridiculous. It's like he doesn't want to get hit. No, he's a defensive boxer. I mean, it's his style. That's the way he plays. That's the way he boxes. Well, with Ahkello, That's his style. It's not smash mouth. It's not breakneck. It doesn't look like, a Triple H or Edge or Goldberg type of, WWE spear, right? But it's effective. And it's effective for how he's built because he's long-limbed. So that's the point I make, because that's always brought up is, this guy is, he's soft and he doesn't tackle and he makes career decisions and he's lazy and lackadaisical. No, he's not. And he always gets burned. No, he doesn't. He plays from the trail technique deliberately. And the only time he was really burned last year was when he was playing with an injury to his groin. The first time in his career he gave up over 100 yards, I was there against the Giants. He was playing injured. He was injured. So, let's be honest here. So anyway, yes, this is a guy that's working his tail off all off season, kept himself in great shape. You don't have to worry about that. So understand the difference. When I say football shape, he is ready to go as an athlete. Getting yourself into game shape, where now going from being an athlete and putting pads on is a little bit different than going from an athlete and putting pads on to actually making contact, right? Contact. And in addition to that, and this is a big thing, addition to that is that Ahkello Witherspoon is also going to need to learn this new defense. They might have bits and pieces, trust me. They might have bits and pieces of last year's defense, but it's different. We all saw it. It's a different defense. I mean, are we kidding ourselves? It's absolutely different. So I wanted to make that clear. It's not as same. It's really not as simple as just saying, this is a guy plug and play. You could. I mean, you absolutely could plug and play Ahkello this weekend, and he could give it his all. But would it be the most beneficial for him and the Rams? I wouldn't say so. So I don't expect Ahkello Witherspoon. I do not expect him to be called up to the roster this weekend. Okay? Keep in mind, not even a full week of practice. He's there today. Today's Wednesday. So he missed Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so there's a method to the madness here. He doesn't have to go right away. He does not have to play right away. They can keep him around. They can also protect him. You can protect practice squad players. I think you could do that like 3 or 4 times before then somebody can, snatch him. But, I mean, let's be honest here. I think this move is great because essentially the Rams are saying, we may not be able to have him right now, but when he's ready, this is an 18-game starter for us last year. This was our number 1 corner. And we're of the belief that we have a better cornerback room than last year. We have Trey White. Darius Williams will come back. Kobe Durant has taken another step. Now, he's currently hurt, of course, in a toe injury. So, I guess pun, but still. So I feel like this is a great move. Great move. And I think that, really the hope is week 5 against the Packers, we get to see Ahkello Witherspoon and Darius Williams starting with Trey White and Kobe Durant splitting time. Because I'll tell you right now, Kobe Durant outplayed Trey White. Trey White is going to take some time to get things going. He's coming off an injury that ends careers. Just because Cam Akers came off 2 Achilles tears and looks even better does not mean that's a normal thing. Just because it's 2024 doesn't mean it's easy to come back from an Achilles tear, because it's not. Andy, thank you so much for the 2. What's O-line this week and next week? Great question. So the O-line this week, if you ask me, gun to my head, I would say left tackle will be Warren McClendon Jr. Left guard will be Jonah Jackson. The rookie 6th round pick, Bo Limmer, will be their center. Right guard will be Kevin Dotson. And I do believe, and it could come back to bite me, but I do believe that Rob Havenstein is going to be their right tackle. That's how I feel. I've been wrong before. I'll be the first one to admit that. I am not always right. I am not always wrong. I'm somewhere in the middle between both of them. That's the way it is. So, next week, to answer your question, because that's this week, next week against the 49ers, you can expect Alaric Jackson at left tackle, left guard Jonah Jackson, center. I do think they're going to roll with, until Avila comes back, I think they're going to roll with Bo Limmer at center, right guard Kevin Dotson, and right tackle Rob Havenstein. And this is my point. This is my point. The Rams, while it looks bad on paper, having all those injuries, they can make up for what's going on. You're telling me week 4, if everything goes according to plan and no one gets hurt in the Cardinals game, obviously, cross your fingers there. You're telling me going into the 49er game, you have Alaric Jackson, who gave up 28 pressures and 1 sack last year. Good year, by the way. Very good year at left tackle. You're telling me he's your left tackle, and then you have Jonah Jackson at left guard, and you have Bo Limmer, who's playing inspiring football at center. And then you got, Kevin Dotson at right guard and right tackle. You have Rob Havenstein. Seriously? I feel pretty good about that. I feel really good about that. So that's where I'm at, guys. I mean, now you're going to be able to run against the 49ers. You're going to be able to have Matthew Stafford have some time to throw, and you'll be able to take advantage of actually having an offensive line. Week 2 might be a little tough for Warren McClendon Jr., but I'll tell you this. You know what will be easier for Warren McClendon Jr.? I don't know if you're aware of this. Brett Coleman does a great job. Great YouTube channel. At Brett Coleman on Twitter posted this. Did you guys see this? Cardinals edge rushers generated a 3.5% pressure rate last week. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure I've ever seen an NFL team do that before. In case you don't know, that is not good. That's horrible. So it's not Warren McClendon Jr. going up against Aiden Hutchinson or Nick Bosa or Myles Garrett or TJ Watt. No, he's going up against this. So I'm not trying to take anything away from the Cardinals. I thought they played a really good game against the Bills, and it was inspiring football. But let's be honest here, okay? Let's just be honest. The Cardinals don't get pressure, and that is going to be their downfall this year. I like the Cardinals. I like what they did. I'm excited for their development as a football fan. I know some of you are like, Trader, but no, for real. I am excited for their development because I think they can be a good football team down the road. But Dennis Gardeck, Zaven Collins, Xavier Thomas, Victor Demukagi, Julian Aquara, Jesse Luketa, that is it. That's who's rushing the passer. So you tell me, you think Warren McClendon Jr. is in a bad situation or he's in an opportunistic situation? Because I'll tell you right now, I think he's in an opportunistic situation. I think he's in a good position. If you're Warren McClendon Jr., you got a chance to really show up and play good football and really help your development and help the Rams win. So then you have Kyren Williams. I mean, Kyren Williams against the Cardinals. By the way, guys, I don't know if you knew this. I mentioned it on the NFC West Roundtable yesterday. But Kyren Williams, or not Kyren Williams, but the Rams. Do you guys know when the last time the Rams lost to the Cardinals in Arizona was? Because I see Niner Sickness podcast saying Cards win in week 2. That's what you hope. But do you actually realize the last time the Rams lost in Arizona, they were in St. Louis, and it was 2014. That's the last time the Rams lost in Arizona to the Arizona Cardinals. 2014. Say what you will. I mean, go into that game inspired, have all the confidence in the world, thinking that the Arizona Cardinals are going to win, and they might. I mean, this is the NFL, but history would have me believe it's not even going to be close. There's no chance. It's not happening. So then you factor in the fact that, look, the Arizona Cardinals, they're 2-13 in the last 15 matchups against Sean McVay. 2-13. Kyler Murray, he's okay against the Rams. He's got an 81 passer rating. That's not horrible, but it's not great. And I thought, I sat here and I was like, wait a minute. James Conner's a Rams killer, right? Well, to a degree, he is. He scores a lot of touchdowns. Did you know James Conner historically only averages 3 yards per carry against the Rams? So that's something that's never really talked about, but it's true. So I don't really care. We'll see what ends up happening, but I don't think the Rams are banged up enough to lose this game. I think they're going to be healthier than they were against the Lions. 49ers haven't beaten the Vikings in Minnesota since 1992. Jake, you taking the Vikings over the 49ers this Sunday? Nope. I am not. Luke Morgan, thank you for the 5. What do you think the Rams regular season record will be? Guys, I know it sounds crazy. I'm not moving off 13-4. Not moving off of it at all. I see opportunity with this. I'm not moving off 13-4. I'll be wrong, but I'm not changing my record right now. Not happening. So that's where I'm at. But I think they win 13 games. And I think the big thing is, if they have Matthew Stafford, if they have Kyren Williams, if they have Cooper Kupp, those 3 guys, a decent offensive line, doesn't have to be the main offensive line that they were hoping for, and the defense stays somewhat healthy, this team can win 13 games. That's the reality of it. They have an incredible coaching staff. I mean, shout out. We don't give enough credit to him, right? But shout out to Eric Yarber. He's the best wide receiver coach in football. Unbelievable job. He does an unbelievable job. Eric Yarber will take anybody and turn them into a somebody. I appreciate that, Niner sickness. Deontay Smith, thank you so much for the 2. Guys, these, I know you guys have figured it out. I've seen the comments. These glasses do not fit the way I want them to. And they're bothersome. Anyway, Deontay Smith, thank you for the 2. Do we see more of Rivers or Corum this Sunday? Great question. I'm going to say you see more of Corum. I think they were going to use Corum. I think ultimately what ends up happening, the game plan gets thrown in the garbage, okay? A lot of injuries on the offensive line. And I think just the reality of the situation was Sean McVay was like, yeah, I don't know about the offensive line. I don't know about this game plan. Let's move away from it. We're not going to run the ball as much. And because we're not going to run the ball as much and we're going to throw it, we want Kyren Williams on the field at all costs because we trust him in pass protection. This was a game that had very, very small room for error, very, very limited room for error. And so bringing in a rookie and telling him, hey, can you go and pass pro? And when Aiden Hutchinson is coming at Matthew Stafford, can you step up there and take a big hit? Can you do that for us? I think that's what they decided. I think they were kind of like, you know what? We don't really love that whole idea of throwing in a rookie, knowing we're not going to run the ball a lot. We care about the pass protection, and we know Blake Corum can pass protect. But this is a game that had super, super small margin for error. Like 0 margin for error. And that's the reality of it. That's what we're talking about. So I think Kyren Williams, who went 9 for 9 in pass pro, nine pass protection reps, no pressures. He was great. That's why he was out there. Corum was not going to be out there against the Lions because the game plan was thrown in the garbage and they knew the margin for error was so slim. And when they realized they still had a shot despite being down 17-3, they're like, yeah, let's keep Kyren Williams in there. We don't have to do it the whole year, but this is a game we have to win. Does not matter what happened. We have to win this game. That's how they played it. That was the game plan. It was basically flipped on its head. That's why I do ultimately believe, while it wasn't perfect, he has some things he'd want back. Sean McVay put on a coaching clinic on how to take a game plan that has completely fallen flat and turn it into something special. That was incredible. Matthew Stafford is second in the league in passing after week 1. Just crazy stuff. They absolutely had to do all sorts of things just to stay in that game. Then they took the lead. I mean, say what you will. This could have happened. This could have happened. That's always the case. But I thought Sean called a great game. Doesn't get enough credit for it because of the loss. If he won, however, people would not be on him. That's just the way football is. Luke, thank you for another 2 there. What 7 NFC teams do you see in the playoffs this season? So before the season started, I picked the Rams as the 1 seed, the Packers as the number 2, the Eagles as the number 3, the who was the other one? The Falcons as the number 4. Those are my 4. And then my 3 wild cards, you had the 5th seed being the 49ers, having the 2nd highest record, by the way, tied with the Packers. So 49ers 5th. The 6th seed was the Lions at 11-6. And the 7th seed was, who was the 7th seed? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. It was, the Bears. I had the Bears winning 10 games because I thought, and it's still only week 1, but my expectation with the Bears was that, okay, they have a rookie quarterback and he is maybe not going to translate super well to the NFL day 1, but eventually he'll get comfortable and he's got the most weapons I've ever seen a rookie quarterback surrounded by. So that was kind of how I saw it, Luke. That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. I just had to remember, essentially, that whole thing. So anyway, Stafford needs to win coin tosses. He needs to learn to predict. I just don't know how you go to a coin toss and pick heads. How do you pick heads over tails? Like, tails just sounds like, hey, just pick tails. It sounds like you're supposed to pick tails. I'm not that pissed. I'm making a joke, but Kareem, what's up? By the way, guys, if you are Cardinals fans at any point, not Arizona, miss me with that. I'm not trying to do that. No. If you are St. Louis Cardinals fans, you got to check out Kareem's stuff. He does a great job. Kareem, definitely shout out your podcast or what you do, because I see your stuff all the time on Twitter. Very knowledgeable. So go and check him out. He does a great job, and I finally know how good of a job he does because I also cover baseball. Obviously, the Yankees behind me, Aaron Judge jersey. I cover the Yankees, so I know this guy's doing a killer job. So definitely go and check him out. Fellow Rams fan, but also a grinder, a content creator. I'll always shout those guys out as long as they're, nice to me, because I believe in the golden rule. That's what my grandpa believed in. Treat others how you want to be treated. And, Anyway, let's see. Appreciate you too, Kareem. So, yeah, going back to what you were saying about Marvin Harrison Jr., you were asking my thoughts on him. Well, I mean, I think he's the best wide receiver from this draft. I do believe that. I think he is due. So the Rams are going to have to come prepared because he can make you pay. He really can. So, I think there is a real shot that, he ends up being the leading receiver, this weekend for the Cardinals. It would not surprise me at all. Now, they didn't really utilize, in my opinion, Trey McBride nearly enough. So I think we're going to see a lot of Trey McBride as well. I thought the Rams did a really nice job against, Sam Laporta, but it doesn't mean that other teams aren't going to try. Maybe getting that one-on-one when a Michael Hoyt jumps into the game and you're trying to isolate him on a tight end. I could see that. But I saw Niner Sickness asking me about Pooney. I love Dominic Pooney, a Kansas Jayhawk, as you can see. Bam, even though it's basketball, just know I had a Jaden Daniels jersey up there at one point. Yeah, I love Dominic Pooney. I wish he didn't go to the Niners. Obviously, nothing personal against you, but he's great. He can play tackle. He can play guard. He's awesome. Watched the game against the Jets and just really impressed with his, maturation. I mean, it's already week 1 and he looks like a veteran. So that's the type of guy that the Jayhawks were losing. I knew that coming in. Jayhawks actually have a great offensive line this year. They just have an OC that doesn't know what he's doing in Jeff Grimes. But yeah, I like Pooney a lot. It's just, it sucks that he went to the rival 49. That will always be the case, guys. I know damn well Jalen Daniels is going to be drafted by like the 49ers or the Lions or something, like just to break my heart. That's probably what'll happen. Gotta have water, guys. Always have to stay hydrated. I got my fan. It gets hot as hell in here, so it's a must, Oh, Malik Mustafa? Yeah, great player. The 49ers, they got like all of our guys, so it was one of those drafts. I mean, I liked Ricky Pearsall as well. I hope he's going to be fine. He's tough as hell. He was trying to play. I mean, dude. The guy got shot and he's trying to play. I mean, absolute baller. But the 49ers have guys that I like. I mean, George Kittle was my deep sleeper. I had him as my number 1 tight end. I interviewed him and everything, and he went in the 5th round. I just could not believe Sean McVay passed him up. I thought he was for sure a Sean McVay guy, and then they drafted Gerald Everett, and I was just absolutely dumbfounded. I liked Everett, but I watched Kittle and I'm like, that's a Sean McVay football player, and they didn't draft him. I mean, who's the other? Oh, Jawan Jennings. Oh God, I love Jawan Jennings. Jawan Jennings, because of he helped me win a bet. Him and Kelsey, they went over. I took the alt line for Jawan Jennings in the Super Bowl, and he helped me get the money to buy my putter, because I golf, and I spent like $300 on a AI1 Odyssey putter. So every time I see Jawan Jennings, no matter what he does, even if he's hurting the Rams, I can't hate on him, Hey, what, Niner Sickness, I got to keep it real. I'm a football fan. A lot of people forget that. They just pencil me in as the Rams guy. I do want to be the Rams guy. I've admitted to that. I have embraced it. But I also know football. So, What hurt more, Pooney or CMC? Pooney. Absolutely Pooney, because all right, you guys are going to have to believe this, because I know some people are going to not like it. But if I could have Christian McCaffrey or Kyron Williams, I'd take Kyron Williams. I really would. And I'm not saying McCaffrey's not better, because I do believe he's better. But I love Kyron Williams. He's one of my favorite players. As a matter of fact, I got the Williams jersey right here to prove it. And by the way, shout out Jordan. Jordan is the one that sent this to me, the jersey bet. So he did pay up. Remember that? When I said, he was like, I bet the Rams don't win 5 games. And I said, oh, yeah, they will. They absolutely will. And Jordan Phillips, I don't know if he's in here, but Jordan Phillips paid up. And I said that in a video, but I don't know if I made it clear, because people were getting on him. And I said, no. Jordan Phillips stuck to his word. He got me a Kyron Williams jersey. So shout out to Jordan Phillips. Good dude. Talked with him, had him call into the show before. And yeah, I was just really high on the Rams last year. I mean, really high. I had them winning 10 games, right? But I was so much higher on them than the consensus, and I find myself still in that boat. And my thing is, I thought the defense would be better than the media was making them out to be, because it's like, oh yeah, they don't have Aaron Donald. And it's like, okay, well, they still have a lot of other guys. They just have to find different ways to win on the defensive side of the ball without Aaron Donald. That's not, easy, but with hard work, dedication, and going out and getting the right guys, you can do that. And then I see Sunday Night Football, and I'm sitting there like, you know what? This defense is 8 weeks ahead of where I thought they were. And so now I'm just like, yeah, they're going to win 13 games. They're that good. Yeah, Rod, I remember a lot of you guys were telling me Puka Nacua was going to be legit. And I said, he's going to get the rookie year type of thing that Blake Corum's getting, that Van Jefferson got. Van Jefferson I remember he had a decent start to his rookie year, and then he got like redshirted essentially, was never used really. So I felt that was Puka Nacua. And you guys kept telling me, nah, Puka Nacua is going to be a game changer. And I'm like, are you sure? And then I started seeing him week 1, and I was like, I'm sold. This isn't sustainable. He's not going to get 20 targets a game, but half of that is sustainable. And so, yeah, I was sold. Was absolutely sold on Puka Nacua. Still am. The big thing with Nacua, though, is I understand he's hurt, but I think other guys can fill in. As long as you have one of Nacua and Kupp, you have Kyron, you have Stafford. The other guys, the supporting cast, they have the talent. If you're in the NFL, you can make plays. Tyler Johnson can make plays. We saw that. Demarcus Robinson has had games where he was the number 1 receiver, like, scoring-wise and all of that. Tutu Atwell. I mean, we've seen Tutu Atwell. We saw him have 100 yards in that same game with Puka Nacua. And Sean McVay made mention of him on the Sean McVay show. Like, yeah, we're going to see Whittington. We are going to see more of Tyler Johnson. We're going to see more Demarcus Robinson. But do not count out Tutu Atwell. Another guy you shouldn't count out. Another guy. And I'll tell you right now, it's Colby Parkinson. Colby Parkinson, and I'm going to bring it up right now. And we're getting to the end of this show. And then we're going to head on over to Kick. And we're going to watch the game film. But Colby Parkinson, if I could find it, he had the most routes run in week 1. He ran 4 more routes than Mark Andrews. He ran 7 more routes than Isaiah Likely. He ran 8 more routes than Trey McBride. He ran 11 more routes than Brock Bowers. He's a good player, a very good player, that was being wasted in Seattle. So I'm excited for the Colby Parkinson show, because I can tell you right now, Parkinson is going to get more reps. Just because Nacua went out doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be a wide receiver that, only benefits. Colby Parkinson can benefit. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, guys, Nolan, you're funny. Guys, definitely be sure to hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Be sure to hit the like button, whatever you call it. We have 95 likes, 321 people in here. Also, real quick, if you haven't already, get ready. Pregame, Rams fan from TO, appreciate you. Noel Zander, appreciate you. But if you haven't already, you got to go over to kick.com. You have to follow me over there, because that is where we're taking this party to. Do I wish I could do it on YouTube? Absolutely. But I get copyright claimed, and this is my career. This is my job. And I can't even risk the idea of losing this channel. It would kill me, guys. It would absolutely kill me. I'm not even going to lie. So slap the like. Appreciate that. Yes, Witherspoon. Yep. So yeah, guys, everyone, the link kick.com/JKBogan if you want to be a part of tonight's watch party. We're breaking down the film. We're watching Jared Verse film. Yup, Kareem, we're watching Jared Verse. We're watching just all 22, right? If you want to be a part of that, you're definitely going to want to go and follow. Again, I do it on here, but I can't. It won't let me. And I got 310 people in here. So is there any chance we can get all 310 to go over to Kick? Probably not, but it's worth a shot. Let's see if we can do it. I want to see if we can do it. I trust you guys. Wow. I just watched Juan Soto hit a bomb. 2-1 Yankees, just like that. Yeah, I got the Yankee game below. I'm still doing my job, but I have to do both. I have to multitask because I also cover the Yankees, so I have to have that job. I have to watch it as part of my job. But look, we got Chance Choate. Thank you for following. 880 followers. We're almost at 900. There's still a possibility we could get to 1,000 if you guys follow me over on Kick. I mean, I'll tell you what, if we get to 1,000, I'll give away a jersey right now on the channel. If we get to 1,000 followers on Kick, I will literally give a jersey away to one lucky Kick follower. Period. Pinned in the comment, the chat. It's pinned at the top of the chat on YouTube. I'm not kidding you. I will. I'll do it. I want $1,000. Give me $1,000. Nah. But all jokes aside, I really do want 1,000 followers. But obviously, I'm well aware that would be 120 people to sign up right now. Ruiz. Appreciate you being a member for 29 months. God, time flies, doesn't it? Remember when I started this in November of 2020? Maybe most of you don't. Most of you probably didn't know who I was. Oh, the 4's great. He picked 4, yeah. I don't know if you guys knew that. Kello's going to rock 4. You probably did. It's probably posted somewhere. The way you said that, it made me, I had to look. I was like, wait a minute. So, injury report came out. Havenstein limited, Roseboom limited, Dotson did not practice, Kobe Durant did not practice, Davis Allen did not practice. Kyler Murray showed up on the injury report with a knee. He was a full participant today, but that's interesting. Xavier Weaver, their wide receiver, oblique limited, and Max Melton concussion did not play. Max Melton is definitely one of those guys that I think a lot of Rams fans wanted in the draft, and rightfully so. I mean, good player. But let's see. Got another one. You just named the whole O-line. Came over from YouTube. Appreciate that, Johnny Rams. Thank you for the follow, Dill Smalls. Thank you for the follow, Drizzy24. 882, baby. Now, keep in mind, there's more than meets the eye on kick.com because it won't just be the all 22. Johnny Rams, thank you for the follow. Because what we're going to do is this is going to be my hangout spot. So when I do stuff that's not Rams-centric, like if I want a game, because that Dragon Ball game's coming out, Sparking Zero, next month, I'll be streaming it on there. When I want to play video games, I'll be streaming it on there. Thank you for the follow, CC Dash. And you don't have to tune into that, but I'm just letting you know, those are just Q&A hangouts, essentially. What DB would you want? MHJ, Jake, tough matchup. It is a tough matchup. Hard to say because I don't know who's available. I mean, if Kobe Durant plays, I think I want Kobe on him, to be honest with you. Alex, you are a liar. This is not your first time here. Oh, that's funny. If Bo starts to cook, do they ride the hot hand? I don't know. Keep Avila on the bench. I doubt it, but I guess you never know. I guess you never know. We still on for Eagles game? Absolutely, Ruiz. Trying to make it work, figuring out like where I'm going to stay and all that. So, yes. That's the plan. That is the plan. I appreciate you for that, by the way. Yeah, I like Kobe on MHJ. That does not roll off the tongue, by the way. MHJ does not roll off the tongue. Should do a live watch along. The only reason I normally don't do watch parties, first off, it jinxes the Rams. I don't think the Rams have ever won a game when I've done a watch party. So you do not want me to do a watch party, period. That's first thing. The second thing is I normally watch it with my folks. It's like my time I spend with my dad. And during the week, I don't really have time to see anybody. So with my dad, my friends. So, it gets me that opportunity. My brother, although he missed last week. Deb, I guess it does. I mean, either helps. But as long as like YouTube's going on, I mean, it's definitely not bad to have YouTube for sure. So I get paid obviously on YouTube based on, full disclosure, I get paid on YouTube based on ads and donations. Ruiz, thank you for the 2. I didn't even realize you made a donation to ask me if I was going to the game you bought a ticket for me for. You're the GOAT. So yeah, I don't know what you're saying, but anyway. Yeah, so I make my money on YouTube with donations, with memberships, and ad revenue. On Kick, I'm not a partner. I'm not part of the partner program yet, so I'm trying to get there. And I'm not like super far away. I guess like I need 20 subscribers, I guess, in the last 30 days, reach an average of 75 viewers in 30 days, stream for a total of 12 days in 30 days, and stream for a total of 30 hours in the last 30 days, and have over 300 unique chatters in 30 days. Oh, that's how I get verified. To be part of the Kick incentive program, I need 25 subscribers on Kick. I need 100 viewers. I need an average of 100 viewers. I need, what is that? Stream 15 days in the last 30 days. Stream a total of 50 hours in the last 30 days. 500 unique chatters in the last 30 days. And reach a total of 1,500 followers. So that's that. And if you guys want to help me out over on YouTube and you haven't joined on Kick because we're doing the all 22, definitely want to get in on that. Be sure to follow. Kareem asks, what's my favorite DBZ arc? Oh, that's hard. I kind of want to go the Frieza saga. I'm not going to lie, but the Cell saga goes hard too. I'll go Frieza because, yeah, I don't know. The Boo saga is pretty good. I don't know. They're all so good. Those are my 3 favorites. The other sub ones I don't like as much. Roger271, thank you, or Z71, thank you for the follow on Kick. We're at 885. Rams, let's go. Thank you for the 5. Also a member as well as Ruiz. I knew I was overconfident about our O-line and depth going into the season. Hey, don't hang your head there. It's going to be okay. Ooh, we got Cell Saga, Boo Saga. The old heads that are watching this way after the fact are going to be like, what the hell is he talking about? Well, he said DBZ, but yeah, Tournament of Power is the best. So if we were talking Super, then yeah, Tournament of Power for sure. Saiyan Saga, it is underrated. I agree with that, Nolan. You called in drunk after the Saints one? I do not remember you because I feel like multiple people have called in drunk. I would need If I heard your voice, I'd probably remember you. Yeah, Android/Cell. DBZ movie? The Broly, the Legendary Super Saiyan, I think. I'd probably be mine. The update on Dotson is that he didn't practice today, but he's expected to go on Sunday. Yeah, Ram DeLorean. I watched DBZ Kai when I first moved into this apartment, and now I'm actually watching the original DBZ. I'm in the Frieza saga currently. I'm on like episode 100 or something. 2Beast for you, 247. Thank you for the follow. We got 44 people in the Kick channel right now. And I'm just pretty much hanging out until we bring enough people over. And then I'm going to do all 22. So if you are chilling on YouTube right now, go over on Kick. That's where we're going to start the next phase of this. For those of you who are wondering. How did I become a Rams fan? Great question. I became a Rams fan because my father grew up in Irvine, was next door neighbors with Jim Youngblood. He became a Rams fan because of that, and then he just raised me to be a Rams fan when he moved to he was moved to New York, and then he, you know, that the rest is history essentially. So that's how. What's up, Falco? We are officially 1 month away from Terrifier 3. Love that. I don't know if you guys saw, incredibly lame, but like Call of Duty is doing those skins, so you can have like Terrifier, and you could have like Halloween, like Michael Myers, which is awesome. They don't transfer over to the game that's coming out in a month. It's only in Modern Warfare 3. See, that's insane to me, but whatever. Right, Ram DeLorean? It's cool, right? I always thought that was cool. My dad told me, I was like, oh, you mean like Jack Youngblood? He's like, no, Jim Youngblood. I was young, so I didn't know. And then eventually I learned, and yeah. So you bet your ass I got my dad a Jim Youngblood jersey for his birthday. And it said Jim on top, because a lot of people don't know how it was back in the day, having Jack and Jim on the same team, not related, but having Youngblood as their last name. They would have their first name, Jack or Jim, above the Youngblood. I'm new around here from YouTube. Yeah, right, Exotic. I literally played Rocket League with you, streamed Rocket League with you on here. I don't know. How do I make you a mod? I don't know how that works. Oh, I guess that. Maybe you have a new account? I thought I made you one, dude. There you go. You guys excited for all 22? I mean, the way Baker played on, Sunday, they got a shot. I thought it was going to be the Falcons division, but, they definitely got a shot. Bobo, thank you for the follow. 887, folks. We got 887 followers on Kick. I don't know why I didn't do this before. I mean, I know it's kind of like pulling teeth to get people to go from one platform to another, but I don't have a choice, because if you guys want to watch all 22, YouTube will punish me for it. Not YouTube specifically, but the NFL will copyright claim me. That's the link. Go over, sign up. Takes 2 seconds. Stay on Kick, because I'm going to be ending this stream soon. And then we're going to start all 22. This is kind of the warm-up thing. We're just kind of, Oh, super, Nolan. Come on now. If I was the Rams, any other moves I would make? Right now, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I really like, Humphreys, and I like Bakhtiari, but they already made moves at offensive line. I don't think I would go and get another tackle until I knew kind of what I was dealing with them. McVay's face during interception scares me. He looks pissed. Thank you for the 2, Tim. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get why he's pissed. It's annoying. I don't know, SoCal. He gets away with it, and by all means, I'm happy for him because he's one of my guys. Probably one of my favorite people, period. I love Jesse. For me, I haven't had that luck. And I think once you're flagged once, that's just the way it is. Appreciate that, Snake Jr. All right, guys, we're gonna be starting this all 22. So if you have not joined yet, definitely link is in the chat below. Hit that link, sign up. It'll take you a little bit of time, maybe 2 minutes tops, and sign in. Follow the channel. We got 888. Ram DeLorean just followed. Appreciate you. Yeah, Deb. So Havenstein, I mean, essentially with Havenstein, he has been banged up. He was a game time decision on Sunday, and they decided to hold him out a week. He's limited today, so he is actually practicing on a limited basis, but he's practicing. So I do think he goes this weekend. We'll see what ends up happening. Wouldn't be surprised if he didn't, but... Yep, I saw KC tied the game. That's annoying. Rampage 911, appreciate you. Just made a kick for Jake. Let's go. I appreciate that. I'm hyped. I'm ready to get this thing started. We got 889 people in there. Oh, during interviews, not interceptions. Oh, okay. He looks pissed. Does he? I don't know. I never noticed. I'm sure people do use Twitch lingo. I just don't know what Twitch lingo is. I've barely been on Twitch in my life. I gave it a shot. I got over 100 followers. Never had the success I had on Kick, so I just kind of moved on. Do you think Omar Spates will get any reps versus Cardinals? He could. I don't know if he will, but I mean it's definitely possible. Anyone else notice Kick looks a bit more crisp than YouTube? Damn. Didn't know that. For Ivakia, sorry, I'm bad at pronunciation. Thank you for following. That's 890 now. We're almost at 900 followers, folks. Oh, and for the record, if you haven't followed yet, we're doing this every week. Every single week. And you know what? Screw it. Why don't we do it every Wednesday? So JE Live, normal time will be 7. I won't be like hustling to... So 7 p.m. will be JE Live, right? BC from YT. I love it. From YT. Love that. Appreciate you, BC. So we got 891 now. But the point I'm making here is we are going to have JE Live. Well, by the way, all my live streams will be on Kick, essentially. For the record, all of them will be on Kick. They will be on YouTube. The ones that will not be on Kick or YouTube will be on Bleacher Report. Yeah, Steve, the starting O-line, I talked about this earlier. McClendon Jr. at left tackle, left guard, Jackson, center, Bo Limmer, right guard, Dotson, right tackle, Havenstein. If Havenstein doesn't play, I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea, because they could have McClendon at tackle and then have Jerron Christian at left tackle. I don't know if you want to see what would happen if that happened. So, Rams, let's go. Thank you for following the channel. 892 followers. We got 52 people watching, and we are going to get started here shortly. We got 193 on YouTube right now. Really appreciate you guys, by the way. Trying to get you guys to go over. For those of you who haven't, go over to Kick now. Move over to Kick now and so no, like I broke the news 19 minutes before Jordan did, but you know, Jordan's a friend and I'm not going to make too much of a deal about it, but yeah, the Witherspoon news was, yeah, I broke that first. I actually tagged Jordan in it to give him the heads up. Any chance I definitely, Felix, think Blake Corum is utilized. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, Alex. I like Kick a lot. And by the way, they're updating it. I think it's somewhat updated. It had gotten a facelift, but it's going to be better. So I see Ruptured in there. I don't know why it's not showing Falco. I think Falco needs to fix his badge, because maybe he hasn't toggled his badge, but he is a mod. Yes, Rusty, absolutely. The offensive line is going to be a little bit better this week, I would say, for sure. I feel very good about saying that. Yeah, I wouldn't drop Blake Corum in fantasy. Definitely would not do that. That would be a way too much of a knee-jerk reaction. Huh. Yeah, guys, definitely. We got 50 people on Kick. We got 193 over on YouTube. I'm transitioning over to Kick. So that means when this ends, I'll be on kick.com. We're going to continue the live stream. We're going to be breaking down the all 22. So you're going to want to go to the link that I just posted in the chat if you haven't already. If you want to watch the all 22 and be a part of the Q&A, because I'm just going to hang out. I'm not going to go crazy with the all 22. I'm going to play it. We're going to talk about it. I want to be able to answer questions. I want to make it a community hangout type deal, different than I've done in the past. So Kareem, should I drop Tank Bigsby for Tajay Spears? I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I would have Tank. It looks like that should be opposite, because I would assume that Tajay Spears is the one on the roster already, not Tank Bigsby. So yeah, that's interesting. Oh, Spears got dropped, then yeah, I would jump on him. All right, guys, YouTube audience, If you haven't funneled over to kick.com, be sure to do that. That's where the party is. That's where we're going to start it now. I will give, let's see, we'll start it. I'll give you guys until 9:15, so 8 more minutes. 9:15, we are going to start the stream over on Kick. It's going to just remain the same. We're just going to keep it. We're just going to stop it on YouTube. So if you want to be a part of it, definitely head on over to Kick. Herb1730, thank you so much for the follow. We're at 893 follows. So yeah, just want to get you guys over there because we're doing all 22 over on kick.com/JKBogan. The link is pinned in the chat, and it's also one of the first things in the chat. Any more reps for Tutu? Ed Droid, or is he just... Yeah, he's going to get more reps this week, Sean said on his Sean McVay show. So I'm holding him to that. We'll see. We shall see. Let's get to 100 at least. That would be cool if we could get to 100 viewers. Yeah, now I'm just waiting for people to funnel over to Kick. We got, so 9:15 Eastern time. So you guys got 6 minutes. And we're going to end the stream on YouTube and go over to kick.com/JKBogan to do all 22. I can't even show the all 22 page until we move over from YouTube. Kyle, yes, they signed Witherspoon to the practice squad. Snap percentage on Sunday for Tutu, Johnson, and Whittington. What would you say? Good question. I'd probably say 20% Tutu, Johnson, probably closer to 60-70%, and Whittington, I'll say 30% maybe. So we'll see. Yes, Kello was going to practice today. Yep. Coach Posey, thank you for the follow. Flaku, thank you for the follow. We're at 895 followers now, so we're almost at 900. Love that. Absolutely love that. And again, if you're on YouTube, 5 minutes and we're going to send everything over to Kick. So if you want to be a part of that, link is there. Ed Droid, thank you for the follow. 896. Well, hey, I mean, I saw it. I try to answer questions. It gets hectic on game days, but right around this time, even when we have over 300 people, you know, I'm still able to read. You know, if it's not going too crazy, the chat-wise, I can still read it and answer it. MTS Reaps, appreciate that. Jake is that MF guy. Thank you. Alex, I think you're right. I think it did. I think Tyler Johnson was listed as the backup to Puka on the wide receiver 2 spot. Is there a way to change the... I mean, now we're going to do Rams versus Lions all 22. Okay, I just got rid of my title. Rams versus Lions all 22. Film breakdown. JE Live. Okay. And what kind of categories do they have? Do they have sports? They do. I don't know if that... So sick. Thank you so much for the follow. We're at 897 now. Football? No. I mean, sports, I think they mean actual sports being played. So that wouldn't be the category. Podcasts, I guess. No, let's just do just chatting. Because that's what we're doing. We're hanging out. This is going to be the more relaxing all 22 hangout. We got 2 minutes before we shut down the YouTube. Adam, sup Jake, what's for dinner? I had 2 bagels all day. That has been my food. I've been working nonstop. So oh my God. What's up, So Sick? How you doing? 2 bagels. That is right. They were onion and they were smeared with some cream cheese. Apparently bagels aren't that big outside of New York. Some places they are, but I'm a New Yorker, so bagels are the lifeblood of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Ruptured. All right, guys, 1 more minute on YouTube. 1 more minute on YouTube. So be sure to head on over to Kick. We have 63 people over there. I'm not an In-N-Out guy, mainly because I don't really have it anywhere near me. And if I'm in LA, I want to go to like a nice restaurant. So I can't really say I would be an In-N-Out guy. I didn't really get the hype for it, but I mean, by all means, you know, if you like it, you like it, you know. Love bagels. Bagels are my everything. Oh yeah, onion, everything. Cinnamon toast. Cinnamon toast bagels are good, but I don't eat them a lot, just every now and then. All right, guys, it is 9:15. If you are on YouTube right now, you're going to want to go over to kick.com. We are doing the all-22 breakdown of the Rams and Lions game. This will be a common occurrence, so please do yourself a favor. Obviously, on your way out, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to follow, but head on over to kick.com/JKBogan. Sign up, and if you sign up, you'll be able to... Well, you'll be able to watch the live stream every Wednesday. It's going to be Off the Edge gets released. Cam Lynch and I doing the NFL content. I come over here, 7 p.m. Eastern time, JE Live. Today was a little bit delayed. Won't be that way moving forward. 7 p.m. Eastern time. LARXMS. Thank you for the follow at 898. So... Anyway, 7 p.m. Eastern time for JE Live. This will be on YouTube and Kick. By the way, at any point, if you prefer Kick more than YouTube, Kick is also a available option. I'm multi-streaming on both platforms because Twitch had an issue with that. YouTube does not have an issue with that, neither does Kick, so I can do that. However, when it comes to all 22 film breakdown, you cannot do that on Kick. Or you can do it on Kick. You can't do it on YouTube unless, you know, you're somebody other than me, because I'll get copyright claimed. So that is the entire point. I have 150 something people in here. I want to get you guys over to Kick. Over 60 people on Kick right now. Kick.com/JKBogan. And we'll have some fun. Gonna get this live stream going, this all 22. Appreciate you guys on YouTube. If you're not following, you're not coming over to Kick, totally understand. You're busy, I get it. Every single Wednesday, we will have 7 p.m. JE live stream. After the conclusion of that live stream, we will go on kick.com exclusively to have the all 22 breakdown. So appreciate everybody on YouTube. Be sure to hit the link in the comment section, the chat. It's also pinned at the top. And I'm going to drop it in the Discord as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, folks. If I don't see you over on Kick, later.